Alright y'all, let's make some chicken and dressing. Okay, so in a large pot, I've got some bone-in chicken thighs that I've frozen. They're still frozen. I've just thrown them in a pot, covered them with lots of water, added in a little bit of bouillon cubes, just like a couple of them. And I want to boil the heck out of this for a couple hours until the meat is really fall off the bone tender and easily shredded. Okay, now we're going to make the cornbread for this dressing. So I've got a large 12-inch cast iron skillet that I've greased really well with Crisco, but you can use lard, you can use butter, whatever kind of fat you want. Just grease it. Now I'm going to put it in the oven and let the oven heat up till it gets to 400 degrees so my skillet is nice and hot. In a large bowl, I'm going to go in with about 1.5 cups of cornmeal. I'm using this Martha White self-rising cornmeal mix. Then I'm going to add in 1.5 cups of self-rising flour, so equal parts. I'm going to add in 2 eggs. And finally, I'm going to add in somewhere between 2 to 3 cups of buttermilk. I just want to get the consistency of this to be about like cake batter. Stir it all together really well, and remember, we're getting a cake batter consistency, and it's okay if there's some little bitty lumps. Don't worry about that. Alright, so once your oven and your skillet have preheated, just pour all this batter into the pan, and then we are going to bake this at 400 degrees for probably 30 to 45 minutes or until it's golden brown on top. Once your cornbread is done, and you can test this by sticking a skewer in the middle and seeing if it comes out clean, or just tapping on top, and if it feels firm, then you know it's good and set up. And we're just going to turn it out on a plate, like so. Try to get it on the plate, and let this cool off. In a large bowl, you're going to add all of your finely crumbled up cornbread and about 4 pieces of crumbled up white bread. If you have leftover biscuits, you could also use a couple biscuits instead of the white bread. Next, you're going to add in a finely chopped onion and about 4 pieces of finely chopped celery. I've got about 4 cups of the chicken broth that we got from cooking our chicken thighs in, and I'm going to add this to the bowl, and it's not going to be enough liquid because we want this to be really soupy looking almost. So I'm probably going to end up adding 2 to 4 more cups of liquid. So 9 cups ended up being the right number for me. 9 cups of chicken broth. You can use boxed if you don't have enough from boiling your chicken. You can use chicken bouillon, but this is the consistency that you're looking for. We're going to season this mixture to taste with plenty of salt. Just taste it, see if that's how much you need. Lots and lots and lots of black pepper. And finally, so much sage that you think, oh my gosh, I've put too much. But it won't be too much. I'm talking, maybe 3 tablespoonfuls. A lot of sage. Once your dressing is seasoned to taste, add in 1 beaten egg and mix well. Take the chicken and shred it up and put it in the bottom of a greased 9x13 baking dish. This recipe almost always makes more than will fit in a 9x13 pan, so I also shred up some chicken and put it in the bottom of a smaller pan. Grease that one too. And now we're just going to pour our dressing mixture right over the top and smooth it out so we have a nice even layer. Bake this in the oven at 375 until the edges start to get brown and crispy, it's golden on top, and it's nice and set in the middle. Ta-da! All done. I'm going to freeze the little pan that this made on the side for later, but I'm going to take a little sneak peek taste just to see, make sure everything came together like it should. And it's perfect. This is a classic Southern style chicken and dressing, the way my mother-in-law taught me, very similar to the way my mom makes hers and our grandmother. So if you want a classic chicken and dressing recipe, you can't go wrong with this one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think.